What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 25 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, man?
We've got probably a longer episode than normal this week. We had the fun leak of Series 6 rules set, which we're going to talk about at the end because it's going to take up probably the most of our time.
Oh, for sure. So this episode, we're covering quite a bit. Going to lead in with Team of the Week, go over some stuff for the Players Championship this weekend. Players Cup, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah, going over the Players Cup stuff.
Got some stuff from the Littleroot Rumble number 2, which was a couple weeks back. We got a bunch of stuff we can talk about. So let's just get right into it.
Team of the Week. So this team comes from, I believe it's Tim K13 or Tim.
That sounds correct.
On here, it says the creator is Timber1313, but I believe it is Tim K on our Discord.
I'm confirming. Team of the Week. Yep, Tim K.
Okay. So it's a really cute team. We have Moldbreaker Hawlucha, Boltund, and Raichu as kind of this weird 3-mon core that all kind of work together. So Hawlucha's Moldbreaker, notably Hawlucha gets entrainment. We want to put entrainment onto Boltund. So Boltund can use Electrify on Raichu's either like Focus Blast or Surf to kind of just deal extra damage.
Yep, just trying to really just make it where this Raichu can hit as much damage as possible. Notably, if we are electrifying hit Surf, then we're hitting our own Boltund, which doesn't have a ton of bulk, especially when we're hitting it with a max special attack stab Surf.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you resist it, but you're still going to be hitting yourself for quite a bit there.
Notably, Electrify is going to be good on other mons we have here, too.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a Crit Kiss down here, which, like, Crit Air Slash, that's Electric type.
Crit Gleam. Yeah, Crit Gleam also is just like...
Crit Extreme Speed.
Yeah.
Crit Electric... Well, we want to leave Electric, but Crit Extreme Speed seems like... This Hobie seems really cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Crit Kiss, and I am really glad it's gone. Spoiler alert, this thing is gone, and I could not be happier, man.
Notably, we are Crit Kiss for a reason, and the reason we have Extreme Speed is to proc our Crocodile's Anger Point.
50% of the time, it works every time.
Yep. 50% of the time, we're good. Choice Scarf Crocodile with Anger Point, Earthquake, Double Edge, Iron Tail, Rock Slide makes this a very good Dynamax target.
Oh, for
Even
sure.
with the Choice Scarf, like as your item, if you get your Anger Point to proc when you're Dynamax, you're going to just Oko everything anyway.
Yep. Really, really excited to actually get to play with this. This is going to be on the episodes of Littleroot Lessons coming out this following week, so... The day after this podcast goes live, it'll be...
The first episode of Lyra that week.
If you're actually interested in seeing what this team can actually do, we'll see. I'm really excited to see this.
Rounding out the team here, we have an Intimidate Gyarados with Life Orb, Waterfall Bounce, Power Whip, Protect. Pretty standard Gyarados, all said and done. Trying to be as fast and deal as much damage as possible. Notably, we could run Moxie, but I think we really needed the Intimidate here since the Crocodile isn't an Intimidate, mainly because we don't want to lose all of our mons to just physical attackers. We have a lot of very fragile mons, so reducing the damage on our opponent's mons is
really important.
Viable.
Yeah, especially when we're trying to have a 3-piece combo here with Hawlucha, Boltund, and Raichu. But a couple different things we got going on here.
Hawlucha also has Taunt, Coaching, and Brave Bird, so this is more of a support Hawlucha with just Brave Bird. If we're low, we can just smack somebody.
There was someone else on Discord who was working on support Hawlucha, but they were doing it with Grassy Seed Unburden, so you could then have Rillaboom next to it so you can get off coachings and just Gigantamax your Rillaboom and smack people. But that meme is also dead. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we'll get into the players Series 5 stuff here, Series 6 stuff here soon. But that's
the downside of having this news. It's just well, there's stuff that we're going to talk about. This is oh, this doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point, but there's still a lot to glean.
Okay,
off
there's definitely still stuff that like we can learn and grow and like understand that there are aspects of team building and just minor synergies that you can move towards in the future. So like Raichu, I think is going to be very good in this next series. Yep. So like being able to see what Raichu can actually do can make a big difference moving forward. So bunch of minor things that we can do, and I'm really excited to actually see what we can do. So
yeah. But yeah.
Anything you want to touch on here, man? Like
this team is pretty straightforward when you actually just like look and know what the moves do.
Mm-hmm.
We had to look up Electrify.
Yeah,
like, no one
was not sure what I can't say I've ever seen that move ever.
Like we had to look up Electrify. We had to see what the whole like idea was here, but yeah, this team's cute for sure. I'm excited to see it played on laddering. One of the big things I'd want to change. I'm just like looking over this here. I'm not sure if we like. I don't know what this Wakan. I'm guessing we're running Wakanberry, so we just in case we hit our Halucha, we don't like Oko
Yeah,
it.
Wakan is electric berry, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I was like, this Wakanberry is electric, right? Yeah, electric.
Yeah,
berry.
some of those are real weird that I don't know off the top of my head. So I'm just like, I've heard of this one, so I know it does something, but I couldn't remember exactly what it did.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this team's real cool. Super excited to see it played this week. Moving on to Players' Cup stuff, which Players' Cup, as of recording, will be this weekend. As of posting, it will have already happened. So we don't quite know what's going to happen yet, but Aaron Zhang Cybertron wrote a very nice little article for Pokemon highlighting the Players' Cup like finals, what we're gonna like, what people use to get there, which a lot of these teams are obsolete now for the most part because they're missing like 4 to 6 4 Mons here, 4 Mons there.
But notably, this event is still in Series 5, so like these teams that we're going to talk about are still relevant for this tournament.
Yeah.
So
notably, the finalists can change their teams.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to bring the same team, I believe, and it is double elimination again. So it's just a giant reset, pretty much. Think of it that way. 16 players, big reset. Everyone can lose twice. If you lose twice, you're out, kind of style. I don't know if anybody watched the Pokken finals over the weekend. It's pretty much the same way. What happened is going to happen here. Probably just like winners finals, losers finals, going up against each other. The loser has to win 2 rounds, two overall matches to actually win. So
two sets of 3 or whatever.
Either 3 or 5.
2 sets of 3 games or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. So jumping into this first team in this article, we have Gigantamax Rillaboom, Incineroar, Togekiss, Gigantamax Colossal, Dragapult, and Gigantamax Rapid Strike Urshifu.
A lot of Gigantamax targets in this team. You have no idea what it's really going to do until you get to see the lead.
That's the cool part about this team is all 6 of these mons can Dynamax. And all 6 of these mons are threats.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can lead Dragapult Colossal and have that. You can do the Colossal thing. Or you can just Dynamax Dragapult in front of their face and just smack them. And, have this Colossal just as, kind of not support, but secondary damage, a secondary threat.
Notably, you can max Colossal and Aqua Jet in with Urshifu.
Yep. That's one that is still going to be legal moving forward.
Yeah. Urshifu may have been in the top 10 in both of those fan lists, but they didn't touch it.
But, Carl, they can't get rid of the legendary that's still legal.
Yeah, no, but they can touch the Pokemon that have rotated out.
But we can get rid of Hippowdon.
Yeah,
that
poor
thing's a threat.
Poor Hippowdon, poor Magnezone. I'll get on my high horse about Magnezone in a little bit.
So, this team, pretty straightforward of what it's doing. This is a hyper aggro team.
Oh yeah, super aggressive.
Wants to beat you down as quickly as possible. Notably, the true support mon we have here, we have Togekiss, and then our other quote-unquote support mon is Dragapult because it has Light Screen and can trigger Steam Engine on Colossal.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you could technically classify Incineroar as support.
I would classify it as support. We're running like Flare Blitz as our only damage, and then Snarl, Fake Out, and U-Turn to just...
Yep. U-Turn to maintain momentum, Fake Out to, be annoying, and then Flare Blitz and Snarl is... Like, Snarl is there as a special version of Intimidate.
Yep, because we don't have one of those.
Yep. Which I really think we should.
That'd be nice, right?
I legitimately think Intimidate is so popular because it's the only thing that, like...
Yeah, it's the only thing that drops attacks, drops a damaging stat. If there was, like, a special one version of it, then it probably wouldn't be as popular. You'd probably see a mix of both.
Yep.
Next team here...
Yeah, what else we got here?
I like this one a lot because it's playing Araquanid, which is a shiny that I still need to get.
I believe this is a team that Cybertron was playing this week on Road to Ranked, which I could be wrong. I know the video I was watching last night had a Dynamax Bisharp, but I can't remember if it was on the team or what because I watched it as I fell asleep. So, so I don't remember a lot about the team, but this is another one that, like, moving forward is kind of obsolete, but in the aspect of this tournament is a really cool team.
Yeah.
So, P2, Togekiss, Cinderace, Rillaboom, Araquanid, and Bisharp. So, Safety Goggles Araquanid prevents being put to sleep from Spore. It also prevents stuff like Hail and Sand.
Rage Powder.
Rage Powder is another one that I always forget about, man. Like, I know it has literally the word powder in its name, but I never remember about
it. I play Safety Goggles specifically for Rage Powder because Rage Powder Amoonguss is so annoying most of the time. And just Incineroar, being able to just ignore it and do whatever it needs to at the time is great.
The only Amoonguss I've played in the last month just sat there and spammed Spore. It's like, you're so annoying. And of course, the team I was playing with at the time had no Lumberry, no Safety Goggles, nothing. It's just like, we're going to sleep.
Good night. So yeah, this team it's very interesting because it's just like I have a fast mode and I have a slow mode.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, this is a full crit Dynamax Kiss. This is not a support kiss at all. Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, Heat Wave, Follow Me. Like, Follow Me is just like... I wanted to run Protect, but I didn't want to actually run Protect when I max. So just like, we have Follow Me instead of Protect. Porygon-Z here, pretty standard Porygon, Eviolite, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Recover, Trick Room. Cinderace, Life Orb, Rillaboom's carrying Assault Vest. I think the last one was carrying Assault Vest as well. Or was it Banded? It was Banded. The last one was Banded.
Yep. Which, I really like Banded Rillaboom. That thing hits like a truck.
I play Rose and Scent because I'm a weirdo.
I mean, sure.
Araquanid, Wide Guard.
Dude, Wide Guard...
A move you hardly see.
Remind me, when we get to talking about Series 6, I want to talk about Talonflame.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
It's on the list.
Not specifically because of Wide Guard, but we'll get back. We'll circle around.
This next team is very unique. It has two Mons you almost never see. One Mon you might see more of in the future because of it.
The Urshifu.
No, it's this Lilligant here.
Lilligant is strictly worse than Vileplume, and I'm going to stick with it. I know I'm wrong, but I already have my shiny Vileplume, so I have to be right.
Lilligant resists ground while you're neutral to ground?
I'm better in Trick Room.
Yeah, but she's better in Sun.
You're not wrong.
Base 90 versus base 50?
Base 50. Vileplume is not fast, man.
No, of course it's not. Torkoal, Hatterene, Drapion, Urshifu Rapid Style Gigantamax, Lilligant, and Porygon-Z.
So I'm pretty sure, I believe Aaron talks about this, but this is like Drapion's first like major performance ever. And I'm not surprised because Drapion's not good, and it's only because it's poison.
Yeah.
If it was bug instead, this thing would be really cool. But instead,
you'd be weak
it's
to fire, but like, who cares?
Yeah, but like then you're not weak to ground.
Right? Like that's a bonus right there. You're trading a popular weakness to a popular weakness, but still. Torkoal here, pretty standard. Hatterene, pretty standard. Notably, there's no psychic terrain to pair Hatterene with, so it has to set its own psychic terrain with Expanding Force.
Is that such a bad thing, though?
Drapion here. This Drapion set is a sniper crit set. You get about, I think it's a 75% up on Night Slash.
So between Sniper and between Scopelins and Night Slash, I believe it's still 50%.
Yeah, it's still 50.
But your crits are going to deal double damage compared to 1.5 times. That's right?
Yep, that's right.
So, like, your Night Slashes are going to hit like a truck when they actually crit.
Cross Poison also has high crit, doesn't it?
I believe so.
So when
Don't quote me on that.
When you do get your 50% crits, it's gonna hurt now. It's gonna hit for a ton.
The problem with this set, and again, Aaron has played this team on Road to Ranked, and the Drapion was just not good. Like in the games that he showcased it with, it was just not good because it couldn't live a hit.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem with it.
I feel like Drapion's good when you're playing against the slower mid-rangey type teams, the Trick Room teams, the mid-range team we're getting ready to talk about here in a minute. I feel like Drapion does much better against those than the hyper-offensive Rillaboom, Cinderace, beat your face in style.
For the record, Cross Poison is an improved crit chance.
Okay.
So
it's 50% on both of those moves. Also gets Taunt. Can do the support thing when it's not going to be able to actually do any damage.
But the problem is it's not fast. So it doesn't make a great support mon because it doesn't have the speed that needs to be able to get the support moves off before it's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's always been really impressive about Togekiss. It has the speed to be able to set up whatever it needs to as a support move so it can actually reasonably deal with what it wants.
Mm-hmm. Urshifu here is an AV Urshifu. I was playing around with Urshifu, the Rapid Strike Urshifu's AV for a little while, and I was not impressed with it. They apparently did much better than I did with it. Moves here: Ice Punch, Close Combat, Surging Strikes, and Aerial Ace.
So I really like the addition of Aerial Ace on Urshifu. This week for Draft League, I was playing Focus Sash Urshifu with Acrobatics, and I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Having that flying move so you can actually get max airstreams off if this is your Dynamax target is really important because then you're able to hopefully pick up an additional kill before you go down.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're Dynamax, you can take potentially one, but probably not 2 hits. Especially since, specifically on this team, there's no redirection. There's nothing to prevent Urshifu from taking the hit that's coming at.
Yep.
The only quote-unquote redirection is putting your opponent to sleep with Sleep Powder, and then P2 has Ally Switch. Sure, you can neutralize a threat, but that doesn't remove the threat.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Sleep Powder. They can wake up the same turn. And then you're really, you just wasted a turn.
Lilligant here is the Sleep Powder mon. Leaf Storm, Sleep Powder, Protect, and After You.
Which is real cool because you can just pair it with your Porygon, have your...
You can pair it with your Torkoal.
Yeah.
Lilligant goes up to, at minimum, 180. Well,
see, I was doing the other thing where you can use this in Trick Room, but base 90 speed, you're already incredibly fast. So, after you in Trick Room isn't going to do
still
much.
Gonna do something.
Yeah. I really like the addition of After You Torkoal. I guess that's one of Torkoal's big problems is it's incredibly slow, so by the time you get your eruption off, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because you've already been hit once, if not twice.
Yeah.
So being able to go, all right, here's my Sun lead. After you eruption, especially since you're carrying Charcoal, that's going to hurt.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't matter what they lead. It's taking a hit.
As long as the weather isn't changed to rain, yeah.
Yeah. Which, if the weather gets changed to rain before Lilligant goes, then, you're probably not going first anyway. So your Torkoal's probably taking a hit anyway, but...
Yep. This last team here is more in line with what we expect Series 6 to kind of look like. Except for this Rillaboom. This Rillaboom's probably going to be some other, either, Grassmon that either prevents priority in the shape of Serena or more.
Oh man,
bulky.
I really like the idea of Serena here.
I had a real cool idea like early on when we saw the bans, just like Serena, Arcanine, Water, Urshifu.
Yeah.
Go.
Or even just like Serena, Arcanine, like Gastrodon.
Yeah, that's another
Like,
good one.
Gastrodon is a mon. Again, we're going to talk about this here in 10 minutes or whatever, but
However,
Gastrodon is a
go
mon that is really just going to skyrocket.
Yep, Gastrodon's going to be real good. Arcanine's going to get real popular again. Corviknight's going to be real good. Grimmsnarl's going to see more play again. Notably, this team has Dracozolt, Grimmsnarl, Corviknight, Rillaboom, Arcanine, and Gastrodon. Which this is really balanced. Really well balanced.
I could also see the Rillaboom becoming Clefairy and like having access to Clefairy Dracozolt.
Yeah.
And like
go to a hyper offensive lead.
Or even just like having like when Grimmsnarl's not good, you can still have your support fairy that can prevent damage.
Yeah.
So if they have a giant target on Grimmsnarl's head, then you can just be like, all right, cool. Well, now here's Friend Guard. Deal with this one.
Notably, this Grimmsnarl is there just to stop Trick Room and set up screens.
Oh yeah, it is. The loss of Incineroar is going to make Grimmsnarl so much better.
It's going to make a lot of mons better. Incineroar going out is going to bring up Grimmsnarl. It's going to bring up Arcanine. Alolan Persian gets to take that spot of being a bulky, like, Burning Jealousy Snarl.
That's another one that I'm just like, man, I don't think I've played with Alolan Persian in who knows how long. So
I played with it in Draft League. It's been the most impressive mon on my team because you just... week 3, I just slapped AV on it because it's all attacking moves anyway.
You're like, all right, cool, whatever, don't care.
Get him.
So what else we got here, man? Anything else that you want to touch on that Aaron talks about here?
This is going to come up when we talk about Series 6. Ferrothorn apparently did really, really, really well through the Players' Cup, which is something I find a little bit surprising because the most popular teams are Sand and Sun, usually, like when you think about these things, and Cinderace, and like Fake Out, and Ways to Stop Trick Room. And Ferrothorn made it through on 3 of the 15 teams that made it in. Ferrothorn somehow made it on a 5th of them.
Dude, that's just insane.
That's insane conversion for like looking at that, like a mon that has so many weaknesses. Overall 34 unique Pokemon made it through the qualifying stage, apparently. 15 appeared only on one team. Colossal was unique, Arachno was unique, Drapion unique, and Dracozolt was unique. Just like...
Man.
Just thinking about things like that.
That's crazy.
But because they get to go back and do a reset here, they can come back with different teams.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, expect to see Sand, expect to see Sun, expect to see Cinderace. Trick Room's still really, really good in Series 5, and it's going to probably be decent still in Series 6. Losing P2 kind of sucks, but...
Mm-hmm.
But Dusclops is still there. I saw a tweet from Wolfie earlier about it. It was just like, Dusclops is the big brain here. Does really, really well. Defines an archetype. Ducks out to let P2 rise up, take the ban, and then comes back in the top 10. Immediately right after that.
Yep.
So make sure to watch the Players' Cup if you haven't. I believe the VODs will be up by the time this goes up. Probably.
I believe so. I think they're VODs you can go back and watch after they are done, but I could be wrong. I'm not exactly
I know
sure.
all the finals matches will be up. I think we get to see all the finals matches.
Cool.
So I will definitely be going back through and watching them all, even if I don't get to catch them live. Ready to talk about the Rumble that happened like 2 weeks ago?
Couple weeks back, yeah. We were going to talk about it last week, but we already ran really late last week.
We had an hour and a half episode, and I really didn't want to go longer than that.
Which is crazy because this week is going to be insane.
It may just be just as long, or we might be able to fly through this and then spend the last maybe hour and a half.
So, this was Littleroot Rumble 2, which is a series that a couple of our Discord users have been running with, I believe that's Karibo and Jiggly Dreams who have been running that.
They've been running it through our Discord, which is fine.
Oh yeah, I am 100% behind this. So
it's best of 3. We get practice playing actual events,
and it's on Showdown, so you don't have an excuse not to play.
Yeah.
As I have not played in one yet because my sleep schedule is
kind of messed up. So going through this, we actually made it. We made it past 10 players, so we were able to do prize support this past time. Chasing out won again.
Man, 2 for 2.
2 for 2. He was really last minute desperately searching for a team. I sent him like 5 or 6 notifications. Like, here, play
this. Play this. No, play this one.
I don't know who he got this one from, but it's pretty much just Sun plus Tyrannosaur.
This is like Series 3 stuff.
Yeah.
With Venusaur, Torkoal, Tyranitar, Dusclops, Sableye, and Charizard. So like, this is a team that's just like, yeah, I know what all these mons do because I have played against them for years.
I know what this guy does.
Not only this generation, but like literally forever.
I think Karibo wins for the most unique team I've seen. In second place here, Virizion, Salazzle, Milotic, Luxray, Hydreigon, and Togekiss.
You had me until you said Togekiss, man.
Right? It was...
super original and Togekiss.
To be fair, Milotic was had 2 plays as well.
So, Evan Smoke here, also super unique team. I believe he played something similar last time.
It was really close.
Okay, so he has Alolan Executor, Incineroar, Kanto Slowbro.
He loves that Pokemon.
Dude, it's so good. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Mudsdale, Clefable, and Corviknight. So again, just like super unique team, and that's the glory of like these like low stakes community tournaments. Just like
you just see
I can play anything, you know, like jumping down here to 7th with Mr. Rhode Island. We have a Tentacruel, man. Like.
Weakness policy Tentacruel.
What? Name list of things you don't expect.
We can scroll down even farther here. We've got Polygriff with like Ferrothorn, Incineroar, Primarina. You haven't seen that since like.
Dude, that's some like 2018 stuff,
right? Gothitelle, Marowak, Alola Marowak, and then we just have Urshifu on there as well.
Yeah, this is like you could trade out Urshifu for Landorus, and this is a 2018 team,
right? Notably, here 4, 5, and 6, and almost 7, Rillaboom finally pops up. Rillaboom is on all 4 of these teams. Gyarados is on 3 of them. Incineroar and Togekiss are on 2 of these 4. So this is where like the bulk of the majority of like decent like competitive like what we normally see mods ended up. Myself included in this slot. I had my unique mods were Magnezone and Goodra. There's nobody else playing those. Oh, and Comfey. Power of Comfey.
So down here at 9th we have Sixers who played PZ, but they forgot to pair it with Clefairy. And so instead, we got Whimsicott, Dracovish, and Didi.
Male.
And Didi male, which is important to note. Urshifu and Togekiss.
Yeah.
So what? Just quickly looking over this, what's the most played mon? It looks like Rillaboom.
I think it's between Rillaboom or an Incineroar.
Incineroar has 4. Togekiss has 4.
Incineroar has 5.
5? Oh, down there. Okay.
And then Rillaboom has 4, and Togekiss has 4.
So
Porygon-Z has 2. Gyarados has 3.
Yeah, thank you for organizing this
nice little sheet here.
Yeah,
only 1 Cinderace, I think. Yeah, 1 Cinderace.
Which I mean, going from a top 10 mon to only putting in 1, but
granted, that's what it is,
dude. Like that's the perk of being able to continuously change the format is like. You don't you at some point you just get tired of seeing the same mons. Yeah. You know? That's why like Togekiss we've seen since Series 1.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like since we've had the hidden ability starters with Rillaboom and Cinderace, like they've been everywhere. And like as soon as they introduced Incineroar, everywhere.
Yep.
So it's just like, well, okay, well, I played against this mon 100 times this week. I know what I'm doing when I play against this, which is good because, it gets you into a rhythm, but at the same time, it's just like, well, this is kind of awkward because how do I, like,
I can't change anything.
It could also have 10 different sets on one mon.
Yep, so it's like you're free to actually make changes to beat that mon to begin with because it's just like, well, I know I beat this set, but if I make swaps to beat this set,
that's one of the
then
big perks of like Togekiss. It has 5 viable sets, It's just like
Incineroar has at least 3.
Like this week for Draft League, I played Weakness Policy Incineroar, and it was insanely good.
You can run AV Incineroar. I run Goggles Special Incineroar on like all my teams.
I remember when Incineroar first got introduced. I think it was in Series 3. It was 3 or 4. I can't remember. The Japanese players were playing Weakness Policy, Trick Room, Incineroar.
With Bulldoze on their desktop.
Yeah, and it was just like, well, that's super cool, super unique, and now it's just like, yeah, cool, okay, that's the thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's like, had never seen this before, and now it's just like, all right, cool.
It's par for the course.
Yep. Like, just be aware that this is a thing that can happen.
Going down here to the last 2 spots here, Manix and 10th, you played this team on ladders. This is the exact, exact team.
I'm like, I played this on last week's episodes of Laddering. The team was really cool. I actually really enjoyed playing this team. I also played Manix this week in Draft League, and we had a post-game interview, so make sure you go listen to that if you haven't already. But we were talking about... after the match, he was like, hey, he's like, I haven't got to watch all the VODs, but don't go into details if you did, but did you ever get to lead Dragapult Terrakion? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, and heads up, they always target Terrakion.
Oh, for sure.
He's like, yeah, 100% all the time.
Yep.
He's like, they anticipate the Dynamax from Terrakion, and instead they get beat up by Dragapult.
Yep. This last team here is Rain with a little bit of Rhyperior Trick Room. Normally their Rain Sweeper is Mantine.
Swift Swim Abuser. Real good.
Yep. And then they have Incineroar to just round out this team. Overall, I feel like the diversity of these events is really, really good. The next one will have already happened by now. It would have been this past Saturday. I will not have participated in it because I will be at work. My schedule's all.
I am seriously debating it. I haven't decided if I want to yet, but I probably will.
Play in it because I won't be able to, and one of us should at least play in it.
I probably will. I got to see what's going on Saturday, but most likely I will be. So I guess this leaves Series 6 stuff. Are we missing anything?
I think we're on to Series 6 stuff. We talked about this stuff. We flew through the little stuff really quickly because this is big.
This is huge.
I don't know if we've ever had a ban list for Pokemon.
When I woke up this morning and I read this, I'm like, this can't be real. This has to be a joke. Mm-hmm. I've never seen this. And, granted, I have not been playing long, but, competitive Pokemon has always been really cool. And I've gone back and looked at older formats. A lot. A ton. And it's just I've never heard of this. Yeah. And they've done a lot of things this year that I've never seen. Having diversified formats every few months. The only time we've ever seen that was last year in 2019 where we had 3 series, but that was over a year.
Yeah.
So,
And this is every month we're getting a change.
Yeah, it's every 1 to 2 months. It's just all right, here's more stuff.
More stuff.
It's
and that's the cool part about, it comes back to the Dexit problem, where you didn't have all these Pokemon, and now we're getting them introduced back into the meta.
And looking at it, normally Pokemon is on a cycle where every 3 years it seems like we get a new main series game. First year, it's regional Dex. Next year, it's national Dex. And the following year is nationals restricted format. That has been a pattern we have seen the last few years. But I think this could be the year that they actually switch it up because I don't see a reason they would headline the next DLC as all legendaries are legal. All legendaries are obtainable and it not be also, by the way, you can actually play these.
Yeah, right?
So it could be that they're switching it up and that we could be getting next year we could be getting a our Gen 4 remix, which actually introduces the national dex and gives access to everything. And until then, it's going to be a restricted format with a regional dex.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is it's like we're not expecting Crown Tundra until November.
True.
Like that's what we're expecting. And Isle of Armor, it took the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Isle of Armor's file of stuff didn't start until July.
Yeah.
Well, they make sure that you have enough time to get all the Pokemon that you could use for ranked and stuff like that for ladder. It just happened to be that the one legendary that would be real hard to get for everybody was given to you.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, you have to do raids to get your legendaries. I expect what happens here is we're going to do ban list stuff probably.
Oh yeah,
from September to probably September, October is going to be this ban list, and then November to December is probably going to be a different ban list, and then the start of January we'll probably get our legendaries.
I could see this running till October, and then November expanding on that, and then December is all right, we're going to start flushing out legendaries as we have sponsored raids for them, and everyone can obtain them. Compared to, hey, by the way,
that's
all
if
these
they
illegal.
do it that way to begin with, because I believe the legendary raids are specific to a Crown Tundra thing.
Okay.
So I believe you have to do the whole process of the raids to get to there was this whole thing in the Crown Tundra where they showed it's this I don't know if you've ever played Slay the Spire where it's it branches out in a map and it goes from a starting point to an end point, but how you get there is different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what it kind of looked like. That is there were Pokemon in your way and you had to complete raids to get to the legendary raid, which may or may not have an increased capture rate because you did so much beforehand and things like that. But we won't know until we actually get to see more Crown Tundra stuff, which, come on, Nintendo, it's been what?
It's been a couple months since we've heard anything about it.
Yeah, it's been a couple months since we've heard anything from Nintendo about Pokemon, just in general.
We had the announcement the day that the DLC was announced. That was just a bunch of minor stuff. We didn't get anything about the Crown Tundra, if I remember correctly.
Nothing crazy. We got the birds information.
Oh, yeah, and everything that we have found out about the DLC has come from data mining.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, they left information in.
It's easier for them to just flip a switch and turn the stuff on.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's why it's that way.
Yeah.
They just probably didn't want people to data mine their game. Let's be honest. Which we know that was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen before it even dropped. So most of the stuff for Isle Armor for Crown Tundra is there. You just got to turn it on. You just don't have the map and the load spawn points for all the fly zones and whatnot.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, talking about specifically the Crown Tundra, I know they've announced that we're getting every legendary ever. Specifically legendaries, not mythicals, nothing like that.
No Jirachi, Celebi, Mew, Deoxys is considered a mythical?
Yes, but then they included it in ORAS in the post-game, but it's still a mythical.
Yeah. Even
though it's widely obtainable by playing through the story, it's still a mythical.
Yep. Darkrai's a mythical, Keldeo mythical.
Of all the mythicals, I wish Keldeo was one that was legal. I think it'd be so... I don't even think it'd be good. If you want me to be honest, I don't think it would be good, but I just want to play with it, man.
Mainly, we're getting box legendaries and the other, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Entei, Suicune, Raikou.
All the trios, all the box legendaries, you name it, it's going to be there.
And Mewtwo.
So, circling back around to Series 6... This is a major change,
Yeah.
Having banned Pokemon is really unique and is really going to expand on what's actually playable.
Yeah.
So
a lot of counters get taken out and a lot of... We're going to move this microphone here.
As we've hinted at, we have banned Pokemon with Cinderace, Dragapult, Rillaboom. Those we've touched on. Incineroar, Porygon-Z.
Togekiss.
You talked about Magnezone. We kind of touched on Ndidi. But, rounding out this list, we have Excadrill, Gyarados, Hippowdon for whatever reason.
Singles, man. Singles got Hippowdon and Magnezone real bad.
But, okay, if Hippowdon got banned for being widely played, Why isn't Toxapex on this list? Isn't it like the best thing you could be doing in singles?
No.
Really? Okay, I mean, I don't play singles. I don't know these things.
Yeah,
but
no, it's not the best thing to be doing in singles, unfortunately.
I think PokeAim was talking about today. I think it was on Twitter this morning when I woke up. He's like, should Smogon be suspect banning Toxapex and OU? I was like, yeah, probably. It's really good from what I've heard, but I don't play singles. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, so we have Hippowdon, Mimikyu, Torkoal, Tyranitar, Venusaur, Whimsicott.
Yep.
So, a couple really interesting things here. Sand has taken a huge hit with the loss of Tyranitar and Excadrill.
And
Hippowdon. Like,
Hippowdon went down too.
Like, so now your only Sand setter is Gigalith, which, like, is not awful. I think it could be played, but, like, your next best, like, Sand Sweeper is going to be...
Stoutland.
Yeah! That's the best I can come up with, man.
Stoutland.
Which, I mean, Stoutland can be good. Like, if you want me to be honest, it can be
Hidden
good.
ability Dracovish, go.
Just give it a couple months, man.
Hidden ability capsules, please. Rusty bottle caps, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
It would make things so much easier.
It's all the shiny hunting.
So, and then, like, not only is Sand taking a big hit, but Sun's also taking a big hit with Torkoal Venusaur ban.
Yep.
So, like, now you get Ninetales Charizard plus Chlorophyll Abuser. Which, like, I mean, Ninetales Charizard is still good.
Lilligant.
I don't think Lilligant's good, man. I can't wait to be proven wrong, but I don't think it's good.
It'll be decent. Most of your Trick Room stuff's gone too. Porygon-Z's gone, and Indeedee's gone. Magnezon's a real proponent of Trick Room. Notably, Magnezone and Hippowdon, and I think there was one other that got tagged from just Mimikyu. Those three specifically are from singles. From singles only. The rest of this was shared from both doubles and singles.
Yep. So they basically took the top 10 lists from both, said, yeah, these are banned. With some minor differences between, like, Magnezone, I think, was number 12.
When I checked this morning, Magnezone was number 12, but I guess when they pulled it, it was 10 already.
Sure, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't bother me none.
Bothers me.
Well, not all of us have, like, 47 shinies or whatever of it.
I like my Magnezone.
Dude, I do too. I think it's a really good looking shiny. But, like, another one that I'm kind of personally upset about, we have loss of Whimsicott, which has always been my favorite go-to.
Can't use my shiny Whimsicott anymore.
Always been my favorite go-to.
Can't use Ponyu anymore. Gyarados is banned.
Yeah, and then Moxidose. They tagged my Moxidose, which really upsets me, man.
How's that Litten hunting going? You still going to do that now?
I already have my shiny. Like, I need my hidden ability capsule.
Yeah, can't use Ponyo anymore. Can't use ACDC anymore. I can't use Q-Tip anymore.
Got rid of Snowball. Got rid of my weird duck, which I never even got. But still, my weird duck.
My Mimikyu's gone. I'm sad about Mimikyu, too.
They got rid of Reptar. Can't forget Reptar,
Can't
man.
forget Reptar, man. But yeah, so notably, Indeedee Female was the one in the top 10, which accidentally tagged Indeedee Male. Because it's the same species of Pokemon. Oops, can't use these.
It would be real weird that they're just like, nope, you can't use female. You can only use male ones.
I mean, we, like, for the purposes of Draft League, we consider them different mons.
True. But in the eyes of Pokemon, this is one Pokemon.
Get him. Dragapult being gone. Okay, so here's what I asked Discord earlier this morning. It's like, what's the new thing to outspeed? Like, what speed tier do you want to get to? Because there was a bunch of mons between Dragapult and, like, Cinderace and Inteleon, but none of them were really viable.
Yeah, so, Excelgor is technically the fastest thing.
Yeah.
But, like, Excelgor is only playable, really, when you're pairing it next to, like, Palossand.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that could actually be viable now. Notably, like, you're losing a bunch of Follow Me abusers here. Like, the big one being Togekiss. The next one being Indeedee.
Clefairy.
Clefairy's real good now.
Get up. Come on. Bring out your Clefairies.
Go get Yoda.
Go get...
I need my hidden ability capsule, man, and Yoda be ready.
But yeah, Dragapult's gone. And Cinderace is gone now, so it's like 2 of the big speed tiers are
So
gone.
I guess the big question becomes like what becomes the dominant weather, and therefore what you need to outspeed in weather, which comes down to like Kingdra. Like notably, Rain didn't get touched here at all.
Yeah, Rain didn't get hit at all because it wasn't super duper popular to begin with. And like real early on in Series 5, but then it bottomed out because Players' Cup and everyone was playing the Players' Cup stuff.
And notably, like Aaron Zane kind of touched on this today. He's like, Kingdra doesn't really have the damage output that these other weather-based sweepers have. And I kind of dismissed that because like Kingdra was always really powerful for me in weather.
Yeah, Kingdra deals damage. It's just not like weakness policy T-tar damage.
Yeah, you don't need it to be though.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing is like
you want Kingdra there to be more consistent.
and past that, like Kingdra's better outside of weather than most other sweepers are too.
Exactly.
The only other one that comes to mind is Excadrill.
Yeah.
Like Excadrill, you could literally slap on any team and it would have been fine at one point in its life.
There's people doing Mold Breaker Excadrill just by itself
Yeah.
for Rotom.
The first team I built in Series 1 had Moxidose, Raichu, and Mold Breaker Excadrill. Plus Hitmontop, which was always super cool. That team was sweet.
So yeah, so it's like, notably all of these Mons are old, except for Magnezone.
P2.
Oh yeah, P2. P2 and Magnezone are like the only two new Mons we got. You could count Venusaur as new because it wasn't in the Pokedex yet.
But notably, Cinderace and Rillaboom weren't playable until we got Hidden Ability.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as that happened, they just
took off.
Everywhere. Also notably, we only have 3 Pokemon from the new generation with Cinderace, Dragapult, Rillaboom.
Yeah.
And it's weird that 2 of the 3 starters got banned.
Poor Inteleon. I mean, its hidden ability didn't do anything for it. It's just like Blastoise.
Dude, it's really
the
weird.
The hidden ability doesn't do anything.
Does not add any value.
Nope. But Watermons are usually strong to begin with, so you have to balance it somehow. The hidden ability is probably, like, the ability is where they balanced it out.
So, where do we go from here?
From here, we probably look at what's going to be good here, what's going to be bad. Notably, Sand and Sun, like you said, have to definitely adjust to outpace Rain, who Gigalith can underspeed Politoed, but Politoed will be probably the slowest weather setter outside of that.
Slap an iron ball on it, it'll be fine.
Politoed's 33 at min speed, and Gigalith's min speed is 27. So
that is real slow.
Both of them are real slow. Notably, Ninetales is never going to get its weather off.
Nope. Ninetales is getting switched in.
Yeah, you're going to have to switch in Ninetales.
Ninetales is going to be really good in matchups where they don't have weather.
Yeah, Ninetales is going to be swapped in and pray that they didn't do the same thing to you.
Yep. So
also, Psychic Terrain's Expanding Force is just gone.
Yep.
There's no reliable way to get Expanding Force on turn 1 going. Like, period.
Notably, the same thing with Grassy Surge. Like, you could play Thwacky. In theory, can play Thwacky. Please don't. Please don't. It's not
can
good.
Use Grassy Surge.
You're not wrong. That's something that you should probably, like, I should look into is, like, what Prankstermons get the terrain moves. Actually 0.
Yeah. Klefki gets Misty. That's the only one.
But we already get Misty because Weezing's still legal.
Yay, Weezing!
Notably, the other terrain that's still good, Electric.
Electric terrain's real good now because Mungus is going to be popular.
Which is amazing because I already have my shiny Pincurchin. I just traded for my shiny Alolan Raichu because I didn't have one and I don't ever want to open up Ultra Moon ever again.
You missed out on the raids.
I did. I really did. I could have manipulated the dens, and instead I'm just like, I don't want to fight with this. Like, it's not hard. It's just time-consuming.
I'd have done it.
Oh, it's super simple. You literally just change the date 100 times. The most I ever did it was like 3,200 times or whatever. It's just like, this is awful. I don't want to do this again. And that was for my shiny Charizard, which was Blaze, and I did not want to reset for it.
Nah, you just have to hit it in a capsule. Fine. So
Notably, I actually just traded for a shiny Charizard with solar power, just so I can pair it with Ninetales. Because we don't have hidden ability capsules for who knows how long.
Okay. So this next list I have here on screen for
Us.
YouTube and YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Is all the mons that thanks to Pedialytics, this is what's left.
Yeah, this is now the top
mons.
25.
Top 20.
I can't count. Counting's hard.
Yeah, top 20.
Okay.
So we're going to just ramble off here in order as we go across here. Dusclops.
Best Eviolite user, best Trick Room setter. I think the best thing to stop Trick Room from Dusclops now is going to be Scrappy Kangaskhan.
For sure.
Notably, we were doing calcs before. Dark Urshifu can be able to OHKO it with a Wicked Blow if you're either Helping Hand or banded 87% of the time. Which I mean, that's the ones that the ones that when it does live, it lives on 1.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Yeah. Hope you get it. Notably, if you go banded, you can always double into Dusclops.
True. You can fake out plus whatever.
Say Scrappy Kangaskhan and OHKO it.
Yep.
Duraludon.
I don't think Duraludon's good.
I don't think it's gonna be good.
My biggest problem with Duraludon, Charizard still exists, Conkeldurr still exists.
Urshifu.
Yeah, Urshifu, which is absurd. Notably, I talk about Charizard here because it gained access to Scorching Sands, which is a huge deal for it.
Oh yeah,
having access to a powerful Max Quake when you're facing down Duraludon, which can it can hit you, but not very good.
Duraludon's gonna
like Max Whirlwind,
like Max Lightning.
Oh yeah, I forget it gets Thunder and Thunderbolt.
But you can run AV Charizard now. Air move, fire move,
Scorching Sands, and
like Dragon Pulse or something.
Do we get a
Solar Beam?
Do we get a Dark move?
Probably, but not special. I don't think.
That's actually interesting.
But yeah, I don't expect Duraludon to be good. It's in the steel bracket, so it's like bulky steel. Your special defense is garbage.
You die to a ham sandwich, and like people want to throw an AV on it, and 50, I'm guilty.
50 is not. 50
yeah,
is
I'm
not
guilty. I've done this in Series 1 and Series 2, but
like base 50 is not enough for you. Have to put so much into Duraludon to actually get AV on it to work. Notably, if you don't buff it up, if you AV Duraludon still goes down to Gudra.
Charizard's best dark moves: Crunch, and then Beat Up. So we do not get a special dark move.
So you can probably run Solar Beam, Air Slash,
probably just
Wave,
Dragon Pulse,
Blast Burn, whatever it is, and then well, you still want to run Solar Beam so you have water coverage.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So Solar Beam, Air Slash, Fire move of your choice, Heat Wave.
Yeah, Heat Wave and or Blast Burn. It depends on how much damage you want to do.
Sands, and then just run AV.
Yeah. Next up here we have Comfey.
Going to be great.
Comfey plus Lapras, Comfey plus Gudra.
Comfey plus Melodic now. Comfey plus Primarina.
Yeah, this is your weakness policies trigger for your dragons.
All your bulky waters.
Your waters. Like, you can do Comfey Blastoise things, which, like, you can... I've seen people using Shell Smash on Blastoise, and I don't think it's good.
No, I'm going the opposite way. I'm using Iron Defense.
Just actually bulking up in front of him.
Just set up defense. Body press you. Let's go.
I think Comfey's real good.
Yeah, Comfey was getting really good. Gudra Comfey was getting real popular. Comfey is going to shoot up because it's a really good gimmick now.
What I really like, and this is going to be super sweet, is pairing it with Dracovish. I wanna do just Draining Kiss, max my Dracovish, bang!
Yeah, Dracovish is another mon that's going to get real popular again because the mon Dragapult doesn't outspeed you anymore.
Nope.
There's no max dragon.
You don't need Choice Scarf on it anymore.
You ain't got to worry about Togekiss redirecting you. You still have to worry about Clefairy redirecting you, but that's...
It still does not like Ironhead, man.
It doesn't like Ironhead, it doesn't like Fish's Friend, it's whatever.
Oh yeah, Fish's Friend eats that thing up too.
Notably, Yeah, it won't do max damage like it does for everything else, but Dracovish is going to be real popular. Lapras, I expect Lapras to be the premier Gigantamax one out of all of the Gigantamaxes. Yep. Lapras was really good before Rillaboom got the hit ability, and Lapras is going to be really good now that Rillaboom's gone. Also, Magnezone's gone. That's like another big counter.
The two biggest counters to Lapras are gone.
Yep. Lapras is going to take over the format probably.
The next best counter to Lapras is a Moongus because it can put it to sleep.
Yep.
It can stall out his Dynamax turns. But notably, Lapras outspeeds Amoonguss, so you still get your screens up.
Yep. You can also just set Max Lightning, set Electric Terrain.
You can also just pair it with like Grimmsnarl, set up Safeguard.
Yep.
Like, okay, don't care.
Comfy does the same thing. Can Safeguard in front of you.
It's like,
sure, you can just spam.
I don't care about anything you just did. Cool. Yep. Nice Rage Powder. Take this G-Max Resonance.
I'm going to lump the Urshifus together. Both Urshifus are going to be really, really good because Togekiss is gone.
Yeah.
Dark is going to be 10 times better now than it was before.
Notably, I think the best fairy is now Sylveon.
Probably.
Like, if you want an offensive...
Like, either Sylveon or Primarina. It's going to be one of those two.
Yeah, it's one of those two. If you want a premier damage output fairy, I think it's Sylveon or Primarina.
If you're running Trick Room, then you probably play Hatterene.
Yeah, 100% Hatterene.
But
Clefairy is not damage, it's support, so I don't classify it as the same thing.
Comfey's the same thing.
Yeah, like those are fairies, but like its typing doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It clicks a bunch of support moves.
Exactly. In the case of Clefairy, all of its moves are normal type.
That's not true. Sometimes you get to run Icy Wind.
But then it's not a damage. Clefairy doesn't run damaging moves. What are you talking about? After you follow me, protect, helping hand. That's it.
As a man
That's
who
all it does.
In the first video with the PZ team, I got taunted on my Clefairy. I'm just like, I'm not switching out. Struggle you.
Get him.
Like, I swear I took more than I dealt.
Yeah. Hatterene, probably one of the better Trick Room sweepers at the moment.
Hatterene Dusclops is going to be insane.
Yeah. Not as good as Hatterene and Indeedee was.
No.
But Hatterene still has Magic Bounce, which is still good. Notably, Incineroar's Parting Shot is gone, so the only one that you have to really worry about Parting Shot from now is Alolan Persian.
Yep.
So, and Alolan Persian is just a real good counter to Trick Room.
Which, if that becomes popular, you can just do like Hatterene Clefairy, and you're like, yeah, sure, you have double fairy, but
gimme.
Follow me exist, man.
Just give me it. You could pair it with a Moongus. Moongus likes Trick Room too.
Yeah, like all three of those together are real sweet.
We talked about Clefairy a little bit here. Clefairy pairs well with Lapras. Clefairy pairs well with Porygon-Z, who we'll get to in a minute. Clefairy pairs well with any offensive sweeper, pretty much.
I think Clefairy is the best support Pokemon you can have right now.
For sure. Granted,
this is week 0 of the format. But I think at this point in the format, I think Clefairy is probably the best support mon you could possibly have.
Clefairy and Comfey were already trending upwards to try and take the support spot away from Togekiss, and that's why you saw so many crit kisses here in the past 2 or 3 weeks. Because Togekiss wanted to deal damage and not really be a support. Comfey and Clefairy are those support fairy types that are going to be really, really strong in the format. Amoonguss, probably going to be the premier grass type because there's no other really good grass types out there. They took away Venusaur and Rillaboom.
Just get your Scizors ready. Go dual wing beats
use
people.
Get Scizor ready because Scissor's going to be real good if Amoonguss is real good.
Yep.
Scizor is really good as long as Rain is good.
Yeah.
Scizor is good as long as there's no max damage Arcanines running around. And Sun.
Which, notably, now that Incineroar is gone, Arcanine is your, go-to fire type, it seems like.
Yep, Arcanine or Talonflame or Charizard.
Okay, speaking about Talonflame, I know it's down lower on the list, and I wanted to circle back around to it. Quick Guard.
Yep.
Run Quick Guard on your Talonflames. People are going to try to fake out your Talonflames the first turn it comes in, and you just Quick Guard, prevent the fake out, now you can get your Tailwind up.
Yep. Talonflame is going to be full supports now. It's
yep, I think Talonflame is probably the premier Tailwind setter now.
Tailwind, Taunt, Quick Guard, probably Brave Bird.
Sure.
So you can hit Urshifus.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, are going down to a ham sandwich. So.
Well, you're going to go down to a ham sandwich 4 too.
I'm just saying, man. Talonflame was real good exactly once in his life, and I think this is its second opportunity.
Milotic. I have been a big... I've really loved Milotic. I was really wanting to play AV Milotic a lot here, but there's just been... Primarina's been a better water. Lapras was a better water. Milotic might be Milotic's time to shine because Magnezone's gone. And all the bulky grasses are gone, so it's just like defensive Milotic with slapping AV on it. You get Mud Shot.
I'm noticing a real upward trend of water-type mons here.
Oh, yeah. When you take out the 2 premier grass mons and Magnezone, all the water goes up.
What? You took away the 3 best counters to these mons, and now these are viable?
Yep. We talked about Arcanine. Support Arcanine's going to be good. Intimidate's always great. Fast Will-O-Wisps. Snarls. Arcanine was real good in Series 2 and 1, and then Series 3 came out, and it kind of fell off, and then it came back up in Series 4 and 5, and it's kind of been like trying to catch up to Incineroar. Here's the chance for Arcanine to catch up. Politoed, Rain in general. Let's go with the Rain in general here. Kingdra.
Yeah, this is
Colo.
Politoed plus Sweeper.
Yeah.
So this is Politoed, Kingdra, Ludicolo, Poliwrath if you want a physical one.
Redknaw, Mantine, anything with Swift Swim.
Barraskewda if you really want to go turbo fast.
Actually, Barraskewda is probably the fastest one you have to worry about
Yep.
now. Like Barraskewda is the bar at this point.
The question is how popular is it going to be?
Barraskewda gets really good coverage.
It really does. All things considered, it really does. It carries a Life Orb real well, man.
Propeller Tail plays around Clefairy and Amoonguss.
I believe it gets Iron Head. I know it gets Poison Jab.
It gets Poison Jab.
I don't know if it gets
Fang,
Steel coverage.
Poison Jab, Ice Fang, Drill Run, Liquidation, Crunch.
I have Showdown open. Let's look at it.
Barraskewda is a mon that you haven't seen in a hot minute, and I really thought about like pulling it back out just because Barraskewda is Barraskewda. It's a lot of fun to play with.
So we have Aqua Jet. We get Brick Break in close combat.
Yeah.
Crunch, Drill Run.
Yep.
Flip Turn.
Oh, we get Flip Turn now. We can run AV Barraskewda now. That's cool.
Ice Fang, Liquidation, Night Slash, Poison Jab, Psychic Fangs, which deals with screens from Lapras.
Yep. And it gets its Psychic Terrain for your Alolan Raichu.
Yep. Throat Chop, Waterfall. Those are just like, I think those are just strict downgrades compared to everything else we've said.
Yep.
I mean, its viable move pool is pretty decent. It gets Bounce, so you can have
max airs.
Yeah, you get Max Airstream
to go even faster.
I believe that's the only flying move it gets.
I believe so. It might get Aerial Ace.
Let me check.
Another Tailwind setter we didn't talk about, Braviary.
It gets Peck.
Oh. Braviary is another Tailwind mon that kind of fell off because Whimsicott and the Fake Out mons have just been so dominant. Braviary was really good when like Sand was like real popular and no Fake Out was really running around.
I think Braviary's potential success is determined by how popular Arcanine is. Mm-hmm. If Arcanine is everywhere, then you're going to see
Braviary gets much better.
You're going to see an uptick in Milotic and Braviary. And if Raichu is popular, then Braviary and Milotic are going to get pushed out of the format again.
Yeah, they're going to go away.
I legitimately think those two. I think Milotic Braviary are kind of tied together because they. It seems weird to say this, but they fill similar roles. That sounds real weird to say. That your Tailwind Defiant Abuser is also similar to your competitive bulky Water.
They're both kind of supporty. Like, they both deal damage in their own ways, but they also have a decent set of support to go with it.
Yep.
Milotic being Icy Wind and Recover, and Braviary more having Tailwind, and you can flinch people with Rock Slide.
Yep.
Here's the big elephant in the room. Porygon-Z.
Best thing you could possibly do. You're doing
probably the best gimmick you can probably run right now. Porygon-Z.
I don't even think it's a gimmick. I legitimately think like PZ Clefairy is the best thing I'm gonna like. It's easily the thing I'm gonna be doing week 1.
I would call it a gimmick. I wouldn't call it a core. I consider cores like 3s.
I'm slapping this on every team I can possibly think of.
Gimmicks are always 2, and you can slot them into everything. Like Goodra Comfort, you can just slot it into whatever as long as you've got like enough setup around it. I literally was running Incineroar, Rillaboom, Magnezone, and Gyarados. I'm like, okay, here's Goodra Comfort. Like, it's the same kind of setup for Clefairy Porygon-Z. Just like, here's the gimmick. A gimmick is something you can just lead on, and if they don't lead right...
Yep. It really feels... Clefairy Porygon feels a lot like Cinderace did, where if they lead incorrectly, you win.
Yep. Grimmsnarl, probably going to be the premier fake-out user, for sure.
I think Grimmsnarl is easily the best Prankstermon, and I don't think that's particularly close.
The only one that might beat it is Meowstic Male.
Meowstic is really good.
Because
I will admit
it
that.
outspeeds Comfey. It can outspeed Comfey.
Interesting.
Notably, Comfey will be able to go off in front of Grimmsnarl every time.
Yep.
Whereas against Meowstic Male and Liepard, it won't. All the time. Most of the time, Liepards are max speed, but Meowstics tend to be a little weird on their speeds. Comfey, min speed, like neutral speed Comfey is 120 at best IVs. And then I think max is like 180 or something. Talked about Charizard. Primarina. Primarina is probably going to be... We say this a lot. Primarina is like really good coverage because it's Energy Ball and it gets Hyper Voice, which is a water step thanks to Liquid Voice. We also get Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast. Having access to Moonblast instead of just Dazzling Gleam is really good.
Agreed.
Talonflame we touched on. Here we go. Goodra. Best dragon type in the game right now.
Yeah,
For sure. Groudon can't OHKO you back unless they spend a lot of resources into Goodra, which Goodra, like we said, pairs well with Comfey. You can pair Goodra with Clefairy. You can pair Goodra with Amoonguss. Any kind of redirect to pull the Fake Tears away. Prankster Fake Tears is still really, really good.
it really is.
But notably, like Amoonguss Follow Me will just take the Fake Tears away from that Goodra, and then Goodra just OHKOs everything back to it. Any other mons that aren't on this list that you're expecting? We touched on Electric a little bit, Pincurchin and Alolan Raichu.
Yep, I think those are going to be really good. That's probably what I'm going to start with. I think Clefairy PZ is going to be pretty widely played to start. I don't think Electric Surge is going to be as widely played to start, and that's probably why I'm going to start with it. Especially now that I have both my Raichu and my Pincurchin. Like, I'm just going to slot them in basically everything. Being able to shut off Amoonguss, I think, is a really big deal at this point. I also really like Sun. It's weird to say, but I really like the idea of Sun, particularly because I've always been a big fan of Ninetales over Torkoal, but I understand the perks of playing Torkoal. Like, being able to make sure that your weather is going to be the one that goes up in the event that you're playing a weather mirror is important. But I think because of the major shakeups, I think they're really going to see a downtick in the amount of weather teams we actually see. Like, obviously, we still had the premier weather setter of Politoed. We still have Alolan Ninetales if you want to do Hail. And then, like, past that, like, Gigalith is not particularly powerful compared to, like, I don't think Gigalith has the strength to back it up compared to Sun or Rain or even Hail. Like, looking at Hail, like, you have Alolan Sandslash, which is a viable mon. You have Bear Tick, which is okay. Like, this is the big problem with Hail, is it hasn't ever had a good abuser. And that's kind of where I see Sand at now, is you're taking away its best abuser of Tyranitar and Excadrill. Like, there was a reason those two just slotted together on any team.
Yep.
Like, you want to talk about a gimmick that can go anywhere, that's your gimmick.
Yeah.
They go well together. So, I just don't see how Gigalith can survive in this format. And again, we don't know anything about this. We haven't played games with I haven't played games with it.
I've been playing on Showdown with teams that are just strictly Series 6. It's been fun. Which,
granted, like, Showdown has not updated the ladder where it has a dedicated Series 6 room yet, but
we'll get there.
I mean, you sent me replays of teams that are also legal for Series 6, so it'll happen. And give it probably a week. But by the time this comes out, I bet we have it on Showdown.
Probably should be updated soon, if not.
Yeah.
And it will be updated by the time Series 6 probably comes out.
So, I'm really excited for Electric Terrain. I'm really excited for Hail. I think Butterfree's really good again. I think Butterfree and Durant are both mons that I'm going to explore more.
Durant is another mon that I was thinking about. It's just like Durant, hyper offensive, really good.
Like,
pairs well with Clefairy.
That's the thing is like Clefairy Durant and Clefairy PZ and like Clefairy Dracozolt. These are all things that like
the hyper offensively.
Yeah, that's what I like playing, man, and that's what I've always liked playing. It's just like I'm going to slam this down your throat until you either just figure out what's going on or I win on turn 3.
More leads to think about here. More Pokemon to think about here. We talked about Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn was ticking up already to begin with from the Players' Cup. Ferrothorn gets really, really good when you take out Incineroar. And Rain becomes probably one of the more dominant weathers. Ferrothorn, real good. Corviknight. Corviknight wasn't on that list. Another bond that probably ticks up.
Yep, gonna definitely see an uptick in Corviknight. We've already seen it from going from Series 5, like the end of Series 5, we've seen an uptick in both Ferrothorn and Corviknight, and I think that's going to just continue. I think that the bulky steel types, now that you got rid of the best fire type mon, the 2 best fire type mons in Cinderace and Incineroar, I think is a really good potential change for both of them.
How good does Alakazam get?
I don't think so. I don't think it's good at all.
Yeah.
I think the loss of Indeedee is a big deal for it.
What about Como?
What about it?
Togekiss is gone.
But at the same time, like, Primarina still exists.
But you're faster than Primarina. You're not faster than Togekiss, but you're faster than Primarina.
Sylveon? It's faster than Sylveon. Sylveon's base 60. Sylveon gets priority, though, with Quick Attack.
Yeah, but you got really high defense. I don't know if Quick Attack before.
I didn't realize his defense was so high.
Yeah, no.
That's
Komo's
interesting.
High defense, high special defense.
I think it's a gimmick mon that people like. You could see more of.
It pairs well with Comfang.
You can do weakness policy Como things.
Alolan Marowak. I don't think Alolan Marowak actually does anything now because like the best that you can do with Alolan Marowak is Oko Dusclops.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But like, it's against opposing Dusclops because you already get to pair it with your. You can do weakness policy Marowak things, but I think that's just strictly worse than Thick Club things.
Yeah.
Because sure, you can Shadow Sneak into your own Marowak, but like
you can just bulldoze your own Marowak.
Yeah, like those are both things, but Shadow Sneak also has priority, so it's better outside of Trick Room. But it's
you'd want to be out of Trick Room though. Marowak
exactly.
Marowak's not very fast.
Plus, like Poltergeist is still a good move. It hits really hard, but I'm not sure where Marowak's gonna land.
Volcarona. The big rock types are gone.
That's actually an interesting one.
Volcarona.
I think Volcarona's big problem now is Urshifu.
Yeah.
Like because Surging Strikes ignores your Focus Sash. It doesn't care.
But like, if you just like follow me redirection plus Volcarona, Quiver Dance, you're now faster than Urshifu.
I think you're already.
You already are faster.
Yeah, because it's 96, 86?
97. I guess 97.
It's a weird number.
Find the G-Max. 97.
Okay. So yeah, you technically are faster.
Usually you're not max speed Volcarona. Usually you're Volcarona.
You don't need max speed most of the time.
Our boy Weezing. The one we talk about all the goddamn time.
For whatever reason, we talk about him all the time.
How good does Weezing get now? Because it's just like, oh, all these powerful mons, everyone's going to be looking for new stuff. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing and turn off all your abilities.
I think the thing that Weezing was preying on was Cinderace, Rillaboom, and Indeedee. Mm-hmm. Like, those three in particular are what made Weezing viable. And I think with those three being gone, it kind of pushes Weezing out. The big thing you need to look at in the future now is like, you have Milotic, which has competitive. You have Braviary, which has Defiant. Like, now your max moves aren't being punished by going into those slots.
Yeah.
Or their allies, I should say.
So if the Defiant competitive sort of moves abilities are popular, Weezing gets more popular.
I think so. Like I could see that.
They're going to go together hand in hand. If one's popular, the other one's probably going to be popular.
Another mon that's like really fallen out of favor is Conkeldurr.
Yeah, for sure.
I figured that's where you were going.
Yeah,
with this
that's
one.
where the next one was. I was trying to scroll down and find some more mons here that weren't on the list. Conkeldurr. Is Urshifu still just the better fighting type, or is Conkeldurr just like, I get to carry AV and I get to work on Trick Room?
I think Conkeldurr is better because Dusclops is better.
Probably.
I think those two go better together than Urshifu does by itself.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're surrounding Urshifu with, I think is the ultimate thing. Whereas, like, Conkeldurr can just be good. And, like, you get priority with Conkeldurr, which I believe you can have with Urshifu. I know it gets Sucker Punch. I don't know if it gets Mach Punch, though.
Urshifus don't get... The priority moves specifically for Urshifus, Sucker Punch for Dark, Aqua Jet for Water.
Okay.
Those are the priority moves.
Does Water not get Sucker Punch?
No.
I actually didn't know that. I figured that was one that both of them got.
Nope. Hydreigon. Here's a mon you don't think about very often. Hydreigon was real good in Series 1. You saw it a lot in Series 1 because it was just like a really good sweeper. Just slap AV on it, tank a fairy hit, punch somebody.
I think the biggest strength for Hydreigon is Togekiss being gone.
Yeah, for sure.
The other big strength of Hydreigon is Dragapult being gone.
For sure. That's why we're talking about it.
So I think like Hydreigon could be viable. I think you could pair this like coming back to Sylveon, I think you could do like weakness policy Hydreigon things. You get like Comfey is another perfect one. Yeah, for sure. You also just get to just like the thing about Comfey is it gets around Fake Out, whereas Sylveon does not. So you can reliably set it up on turn one.
Comfey also gets around Redirection. Yeah.
So there's a lot that Comfey does for Hydreigon that I think could be worth exploring. Looking down this list a little more, Rotom.
Yeah, Rotom. I was saving Rotom for here in a little bit, but Rotom gets to come back. Rotom Wash gets to come back.
I have missed it so much.
No Grassy Glides to Oko your Rotom Washes anymore. Yeah, Rotom definitely going to see an uptick in Rotom's play. Rhyperior, Trick Room Abuser again.
Yeah, I think this is another one that's really, really powerful compared to where it was, 2 months ago.
Crocodile still dies to a ham sandwich, but the big ham sandwiches are gone.
The problem is with ham sandwiches is there's always a smaller ham sandwich that can abuse you.
What else do we got? I see people talking about Tangrowth.
What about it?
The fact that it is a bulky sleep powder user.
I think it could be fine. My big concern for it is like, what is it doing better than the other like chlorophyll abusers? And I think the thing that answers that question is it's not chlorophyll. I think the best thing about Tangrowth is Regenerator.
For sure.
So if you are ignoring it under chlorophyll, like you can just slap a Tangrowth on a variety of teams and it's just fine. You get Sleep Powder, you get Redirection with Rage Powder. So like this could be another mon that like Tangrowth Dusclops. That I could see that working.
Yeah.
Like reliably getting to set up and then just like spam them to sleep. It's just fine.
Scrafty. The big scary fairy's gone, but Scrafty still gets kind of beat up by
literally every other fairy that exists.
Any fairy that comes out, besides Clefairy.
That's the thing. Clefairy looks at it and it cowers in fear, man, because of what's next to Clefairy.
Yeah. The Swords of Justice all get better.
For sure. The big loss of good redirection is what makes them better. Another one that gets significantly better because of this is Weavile.
Oh, yeah. Weavile is now like one of the speed tiers you got to make sure you check.
Yeah. 125 is the big speed tier you need to be able to check now.
Let's see here. We can just sort by speed. So, Ninjask,
Not playable.
Exceligor, Dragon
Gimmick.
Bolt, banned.
Yep.
Barraskewda's next at 136.
Okay.
Jolteon's at 130.
Man, that thing is fast.
Talonflame's at 126, and then we get into Weavile, Rabombi, Noivern, Boltund, Inteleon area. So Talonflame's at 126, Weavile's at 125, Rabombi's at 124, Noivern's 123, Boltund's 121. Boltund's really, really fast.
Notably about all of these, they are real frail.
Oh yeah, that's usually the trade-off though, is the fast spawns are frail.
Notably, the one that I'm kind of impressed with here is Jolteon.
Yep.
Granted, this is probably coming from Wolfie playing it in the WBE, but like Volt Absorb Jolteon is kind of hot.
Yeah.
Like it also gets quick feed if that's the thing you're interested in, but like it can take a pretty decent amount of hits. You can carry Life Orb. It does a lot, if you want me to be honest. I don't know if it's actually worth looking into, but it's
I found a
definitely
better sand abuser.
Lycanroc is definitely one I forgot exists.
Unfortunately, that means you're running 2 Mono Rocks on your team.
Granted, one is incredibly fast and gets priority with Excel Rock.
Yeah.
And like you're both getting that special defense boost from Sand.
Granted, you have 65 special defense.
Yeah.
And 65 defense.
Yeah.
And 75 HP.
Yeah.
You get 1 Excel Rock off, and then you might go down.
It carries a Focus Sash really well.
Yes, it does.
That's the best thing I can say about Lycanroc, man.
Speaking of water types, Starmie get a spot back up here now?
Maybe. What was really cool about Starmie was analytic.
Yeah, like Trick Room probably wants like some fun stuff, and like analytic Starmie is like fun for Trick Room counters.
Mm-hmm.
Gengar is another mon that's just like up in that upper speed shows above 100 that notably gets Trick Room, carries Focus Sash, deals a significant amount of damage. But yeah, swords are really good. Not sure what else really comes to mind here. We talked about Weavile. Oh, here's one. I saw people playing Toxtricity like more because on rain teams because just like good electric coverage for like Togekiss and good poison coverage for Primarina.
You also now get poison coverage for Amoonguss. Well, I guess that's neutral.
But Toxtricity is another mon that gets a little bit better. It's not crazy, but Excadrill's gone, so you don't just go down to a ground type move.
I think the loss of Excadrill and Tyranitar makes Toxtricity moderately better, but I don't know if it puts it into the realm of like consistently playable.
Yeah.
Like, cool, it has Technician, which is actually really awesome, but like, does that actually do anything for you?
No.
Like, Punk Rock is also really cool, but again, what is this actually accomplishing?
Punk Rock is going to give you boosted overdrives.
True.
Plus, you can boom burst everybody.
True.
But yeah, I think that covers most of the ones we don't talk about.
I'm excited to play Hitmontop again.
Dragalge's another one that probably gets a little bit better with Dragapult being gone.
Yeah, I think your Trick Room sweepers are now like Hatterene, Dragalge, Rhyperior, Mudsdale's playable again.
AWAC could be a sweeper.
Yep, true. So like, I mean, depending on what you're looking for, there's a good mix between physical and special attackers. Vikavolt actually playable again potentially because Cinderace is gone.
Cinderace and
Incineroar.
Yeah.
And Excadrill and T-Tar, like these are all mons that were really scary for.
Vigavolt had Levitate, so I didn't care about that.
Moldbreaker doesn't care, sir.
Moldbreaker does, but you usually run Sandrush Excadrill when you're pairing it with Sand.
True.
Because you want to be able to actually outspeed things.
But again, you can slap Excadrill on literally anything and it'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darmanitan? Like, talking about stuff that's kind of old, but could be good again. Darmanitan's on that list.
I don't think Darmanitan's going to be good because, like you said, we're going to see Hitmontop. We're going to see Urshifu's. The ice one's definitely not going to like any of that.
Scizor just
looks at it funny and...
Okay, whatever, man.
Sure, cool.
Don't really care what you have going on.
Ice overall isn't a very good coverage type. Granted, Darmanitan is one of the only ice-type mons that actually has really good coverage in fire, ice, psychic, and ground.
I really want to play the bad fossils, and I know that's just me wanting to make bad Pokemon good. I want to try Arctovish and Arctozolt, and I know it won't get me anywhere, but I want to, man.
Yep.
They need their hidden abilities. I want Slush Rush already.
Slush Rush Arctozolt actually does stuff.
That I honestly think is what Hail is missing.
Yeah.
It's like
a good offensive threat.
Like, sure, you have Sandslash, but it has so many 4 times weakness that it's not even funny.
Yeah. it's about as bad as Hyperior.
It's up there with, like, Leaf and Eat. Of, like, how bad it actually is.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because I really like Sandslash and I want to make it work, but I don't think it's good.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? We skipped a Scavalier.
Talk about it, man.
Oh, God.
Sell me on it.
Scavalier was already good as it was. Now it's like there's no Torkoal. There's no Incineroar. There's no Cinderace. Like, you're already, like, rain is going to be decent, like, as a weather, so you're already, like, minimizing your fire weakness anyway, and then all the ones you really cared about are gone. Mm-hmm. Except for Arcanine. But you can just Max Geyser with Razor Shell and just cake out the Arcanine. No problem. Man, a Scavalier is going to be good. Poor Flygon.
Flygon is so close to being good, man, but it is so far away.
Why did it get Levitate? Of all things, why does it have Levitate?
Because it needs it.
Levitate on Flygon is about as bad as Levitate on Hydreigon. Like, why?
Because
you could have given it any other ability.
Man, imagine if it had, like, Sand Rush.
That'd be a great freaking Sand Abuser.
Yeah.
Or if, like, Hydreigon had, like, competitive. That makes sense, too. Or just, like, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for the Pokemon to have competitive.
Yep. Let's see. Let's just...
Surfetched. No, Surfetched isn't good.
But Executor. We get Chlorophyll.
You get Chlorophyll Sleep Powder.
You're slower than... You are slower... No, you're faster than Vileplume.
Yep, by 5.
By 5 points. Licky.
No.
Please?
Has Cloud9, notably.
I didn't actually know that. Why does it have Cloud9?
I don't know. Same reason Hydreigon has Levitate. Machamp is garbage. Mandibuzz might be decent. Mandibuzz gets Fake Tears, Tailwind, has Overcoat to protect from sleep, Alolan Persian, Burning Jealousy, Fake Out, Snarl, Beat Up is probably one of the fastest beat ups next to Weavile. Shuckle.
Give me Shuckle. Just looking here. I'm not... like, Thievul? Like, I Moxie boosted his weight a bunch of Thievul, man. I thought it was good.
What does Stakeout do?
I don't know, man. He was playing it with...
Unburden.
Yeah, he was playing it with Unburden. This Pokemon's attacking stat is doubled against a target that switched in this turn. That's kind of cool.
It's too bad, like, Dragon Tail is, like, minimum priority, so you're, like, never going to be able to, like, do anything with that.
Max special attack. How high can we go? If we...
139. Means we're...
Where's Modest? There's Modest.
152, yeah.
152, so that's 304. Hits like a truck if you predict the switch out.
Yeah.
I miss Pursuit.
Who needs Pursuit when you have Stakeout?
You can pair them together, though. Pursuit to cause them to switch and then Stakeout them.
Yeah.
I know that's not how that works, but
yeah. That's most of our Series 6 stuff in a nutshell. Again, real excited for Series 6 coming September 1st. We don't know when it ends yet, but we know it starts on the 1st. We'll have an announcement here soon about
we didn't know we were getting new rules till we woke up this morning, so
yeah. Get us out of here. I think we're done.
All right, man. Let's see. If you're listening on YouTube and you're new around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell for notifications when new stuff goes live, which should be basically every day of the week. And to everyone listening, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below what you're really excited for in Series 6, what you think is going to be the best Mon, and more importantly, what you think is going to be the most underrated Mon that's now going to be playable.
I'm excited to see what everyone's underrated Mons are.
Dude, same. Like, in all actuality, I want to hear some good stuff. If you're not listening on YouTube, make sure you go and check out the YouTube channel because we have all kinds of stuff on there that's always cool and always fantastic. Let's see. Carl and I are both on Twitch. Make sure you follow us there. I'm Mr. Missouri25. Carl is at Musical. We are also on Twitter at LR Lessons, at CarterNoble25, and Carl is at Musical_33. And make sure you join the community Discord if you haven't already. Our community is great. I love every single one of them. That's where we get our Team of the Week stuff. That's where we have our stuff for Littleroot laddering.
We also have a draft league, which is ready to end here shortly. And probably won't do another one until Crown Tundra, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Might take a break from draft league and give Crown Tundra time to come out, but we might have other events.
Granted, we still have another month of this one. Between next week and then top 8.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
Who knows, man?
Probably we have this next week, which is the end of August, and then we get to the middle of September.
True.
True.
So, like I said, if you haven't checked out YouTube, make sure you go and do that. And check out the Discord. We have all kinds of stuff on there. Our people are great. All that good stuff. So, I think we've covered everything on this way out. Anything we're missing?
Nope.
Cool. Have a good one, people. We'll be back next week. Peace.